Saturday, Bournemouth face Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League. The week after that, we've got them in the FA Cup. Look at the league table, look at the form table, look at the baseline tracker. We should be beating them. However, their last game at Liverpool shows that it might not be as routine after all, and there may actually be a few things to worry about. Welcome to the big match preview here on Back of the Net. We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
This is the acid test for the Cherries. Tom, it's not going to be as easy as we think it should be. You look at the league table and you think, come on, but it is a banana skin.
Yeah, no, it's a very difficult game. I think we've said it's the acid test a few times, so we keep coming through it, so let's hope we do it again. But they've turned a corner for sure, not just in points, but I think in performance levels as well. And you mentioned the Liverpool game. I thought they were really, really good. And they've beaten Villa recently as well. They're good. They've actually done us a favour a few times by getting results off teams in and around us. They've still got some quality players. I always felt if they lost Cunha in January, they'd be in trouble, but they kept hold of him. He signed a new contract. And our head-to-head, which I'm sure we'll come on to, at home is not nice reading. So definitely a difficult game, mate.
The last time we played them, well, it wasn't so long ago. It was at their place and it was a good day.
Second time! Yes! Goal. Fans jubilant. But as things stand, Bournemouth still in the lead. Oh my God, is that a third penalty? Oh my goodness! And he does! Cliver puts it with beyond reasonable doubt. Bournemouth, very good value for the lead.
Of course, Gary O'Neill was manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers then, but what a game it was. 4-2, Tom, an entertaining one, end-to-end action. We started really well. They then scored, but then we then scored again. It was a really good game, end-to-end, like I say, and we got the 3 points.
We did. Clive a hat-trick of penalties.
And also hat-trick of assists.
Oh yes,
for
of
Evan
course,
Nilsson
for
as
Evan
well.
Nilsson, yeah, back when he was playing. But yeah, I did look back at the team that day, and I thought obviously Evan was playing, but Howson didn't play, Lewis Cook didn't play, Semenyo didn't play, so it's probably more of an impressive result than I realised. But they were in a different place for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you said, a different manager at the time. So yeah, they've turned a bit of a corner, but that was a big win for us at that stage, and to go to Wolves and score 4 is no mean feat.
That defeat at the time, it dropped Wolves into the relegation zone into 18th place. After 13 games, they had just 9 points. Gary O'Neill was sacked not long after that. I think he had a few more games and then he was given his marching orders. They've got a new man since then. How's he been doing? What's the points return been like? We're going to check it out now. We've played them last time at Dean Court last season. Wasn't so good. That was Gary O'Neill getting one over us, and it was one where they came away 2-1 winners, Tom.
Oh, it was hell, that game.
It was really hell.
It was when Iraola was, we all saw what he was trying to do and it just wasn't working. He hadn't won a game.
We took the lead.
Solanke. But yeah, it was the week after that we got our first win, because that one was level, and then Lewis Cook got sent off and raised his hand and Hwang went down like he'd been shot. And then it looked like it was going to peer out into a draw, and I think it was a culmination of a weird decision by Neto and Philip Billing not being ready, and they got a last minute winner, and it was a real horrible time. And I remember a lot of people thinking, that the powers that be might not stick with Iraola now. So, how times have changed. But we've, as I said, and we'll come on to, had some difficult ones at home against them.
It's fortunate that we did stick with Iraola. If you check out the league table, Bournemouth, look at that, comfortably in 5th position there. I say comfortably. If you look at 10th place, Brighton, they're just 6 points behind us. So there are a few teams clumped up. We cannot afford to drop the ball. If we go further down the league table, though, we see that Wolverhampton are 2 points from safety. From what we've witnessed recently, we'll go over the form shortly. They have got a W on the board, like you said, with that win against Aston Villa, but their performances have improved of late. So
it's been more the performances, I would say. I mean, I couldn't believe how far the gap is from 17th to 16th. You know, look how clear West Ham are. Also, it is literally, it feels like it takes something special for it not to be 3 of the bottom 4. I mean, you can rule Southampton out. So Leicester, Ipswich and Wolves are all fighting for one spot. But performance-wise, when you look at Leicester, Ipswich and Wolves, I think Wolves look so much more superior.
Absolutely.
But equally, they'll know they need some points on the board. Only 1 win in their last 6 or something. So, yeah, they need to start getting some points.
And they've got some world-class talent, which I'm sure we'll talk about in this show. But look, this is all a hypothetical conversation. But if we get a result of the weekend, I think Liverpool need to either beat or draw with Manchester City. If Newcastle beat Forest as well, we could be 4th and just a point behind Forest. But look, we've got to do what we've got to do to start off with, right? Let's check out that
just
form
gets me
table.
excited every time I look at the league table.
I shouldn't keep building it up, but Bournemouth are in 4th place in the form table. Wolverhampton Wanderers in 17th.
Same bottom 3. Bottom 4, sorry. It's the same bottom 4 in a slightly different order, but...
Same bottom 5, in fact.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? And Man U just above that. But yeah, it's crazy at the moment. Yeah, but like I say, I think Wolves will know that just need to turn some of their performances into a few more points.
And then the baseline tracker as well.
Base.
All about the base.
I've always said, I've seen a few people in the comments, I've always loved the base. Right? Loved it.
Wolverhampton Wanderers on -2 there.
Say what we're on, just say it.
We're on plus 22. We're in a good position. So look, it was just before Christmas that Vítor Pereira was named as the new Wolves head coach. He agreed an 18-month deal with the club. I think he's 56 years old. He brings a wealth of experience. He won league titles, Portugal, Greece, China as well. Don't forget that. And he left Saudi Pro League side Al Shabab. And Wolves at the time were in 19th place after 16 games and on 9 points. Now they're in 17th place, and after 25 games, they've got 19 points. So in nearly half the games that Gary O'Neill had this season, he's more than doubled their points tally. And it seems like, Tom, that Wolves have maybe got a bit of identity back.
Yes.
Under Gary O'Neill, we knew what his football was all about, but quite often it just didn't work. They like to soak it up, fast transitions, etc. But I always felt as though he wasn't getting the best out of some players that are not only class, but in some cases world class.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. I think sometimes, and I do, you know, I joke around, but I think the time when Gary O'Neill helped keep us in the division, we were a squad low on confidence, and we probably needed to just be organised and try and nick something. I think you look at the Wolves squad, they got a lot of attacking talent, so I felt like they were playing a little bit too much with a handbrake, and Cunha's the key one, and I mentioned him briefly, but he could play for anyone really. Top player, scored a goal against Liverpool, showed his class. And
he's been tied down now with a new contract at the start of February. He's being kept at Molineux until 2029. I expect he'll go before that.
I would have thought so, but what they've allowed themselves to do there is make sure they'll get a bloody nice sum of money, because people forget they did pay 50 million for him, so they're going to need a fair bit back. But yeah, he's the quality, and he's the main man for him. But they've also got a lot of players in and around him, whether it's Guedes, quite like Bellegarde. They've got some good footballers in there that I just feel technically and offensively are really talented, and I just felt like they were getting a stifle out of them a little bit. And yeah, they lost their kind of main man at the back in Kilman, who went to West Ham, and he's your main defender, so to then still play that way when you just lost your best defender felt a bit strange. And obviously they've decided to chuck that away and go with a different approach, and they're just about doing better for it. So yeah, as I say, the points wise it looks a little bit nervy for them, but I'd be shocked if they went down now.
Yeah, I would be. So of course Cunha, I think he scored 12 goals this season. He's been shortlisted for the Guinness Goal of the Month 4 times this season, 3 of which came in November, 1 in December. And look, I sort of look at Wolves in a similar way to how we were after Gary O'Neill, because I sense that recruitment for the likes of Simon Francis and Thiago Pinto is a lot easier now under Iraola, now that we've got an identity, and Wolves are starting to get that under Vítor Pereira. And you saw most of that game against Liverpool where they were unlucky to get nothing from that, because really they could have got something, and I think they had a chance right at the end where they nearly equalised. But you said they looked the more likely, and there was that incredible stat in the second half at Anfield.
Yes, that Liverpool for the first time since records began didn't have a shot in a half at Anfield.
Since records began?
That's what I saw, yeah. And it was a very dominant second half, but even the first half, they never should have been 2 down. It was a really unfortunate first goal. there were a few decisions that went for Liverpool rather than Wolves, which we've seen before. But they kept plugging away in there. And it was a weird one because normally Liverpool at Anfield 2-0 up.
Yeah.
I thought, we might as well turn the telly off.
Yeah.
But it never felt like that. It felt like Wolves get one here. So, and some good changes in the game that helped spur them on. So, yeah, after obviously we've played Liverpool not too long ago, and I thought, God, we've given them a game.
Yeah.
Then I looked at Wolves and thought, oh, so did they. I tell you what, they've got something about them. So, yeah, that made me think this is going to be maybe tougher than, as you said, mate, as the league table maybe suggests. But yeah, maybe it was one of them games where they could throw calls to the wind, no one expecting anything. Maybe they'll look at us and think we could get a point. I'm not sure. But yeah, they've certainly got some good players.
Whether you're listening on the pod or you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube and you see I've got some quirky bodily movements here, I've got a real bad crick neck. So every time I turn round, Tom, I've got to go like that, and it's not a good look.
You can never, when we keep getting loads of injuries, and you know about us getting injuries, you never can. You're always injured.
There you go.
You wouldn't be available either.
As you can see, we're at the courtroom at the QP, and look, if we do get a win, why not celebrate on here? Because this place is home of the £10 roast.
9.
What?
Season ticket holder, £9.
Season ticket holder, flash your card,
Yeah.
£9. But not only that, it's the place to be both before and after the game. Of course, they've got the usual raffle, which means you can win a prize, a cash prize. One of two. There's a first prize and a second prize. And what's good about that is that have a few beers, collect your raffle tickets, pop back in after the game. 2 numbers will be drawn out of the hat, and it could be yours. Steve Hensman was one of the winners recently. With a £50 win, which is good for you, Steve.
Yeah, decent. I think that was second prize as well. So yeah, definitely get down there. And yeah, it's always good atmosphere, especially if we win, of course. I mean, you don't have to just do it on home games. I come after the last away game.
Yeah, why not?
It was down the corner, wasn't it, in that not derby game. So, but for some reason, it's like, geographically, I think it's a derby, but I was back before 7, but it's not a derby.
It's not a derby.
But yeah, no, get yourself down there, and there's loads of good stuff. And yeah, and obviously after the game, come down here, but do fan cams first.
Yeah, do fan
Do fan cams, see the reaction after. Come down here. I'll maybe give you a little few, might do this on player ratings, not sure yet, but you really got to be on Ko-fi to get your player ratings, and then you get the vlog out, second look, all that good stuff. So yeah, make sure you're down there and make sure you click all them good buttons as well. Fantastic
to have a number of new people join our Ko-fi at afcbpodcast.com/coffee, only for £3 a month. We truly appreciate it. We feed you extra content, and every penny goes back into producing what we produce for you guys. At the QP, there is a Cherries community event. It's on the last Wednesday of every month, so that means it's next Wednesday between 1 and 7 p.m. Free tea and coffee and cakes. I think I'll head down here for the cakes alone.
Yeah, I did them.
Board games to play or bring your own. Chat to other like-minded people as well. Loads of memorabilia and old programmes to view. We might pop down here as well at the QP. It's the home of AFC Bournemouth fans every match day. So, Tom, we're going to go over Wolves' recent results. We'll probably go since the start of the new manager came in, because Gary O'Neill's last game was a 2-1 home defeat to Ipswich. But then talk about hitting the ground running and having an impact straight away, because his first game was at the King Power and they overpowered Leicester.
Yeah, they spanked them, didn't they, 3-0. So, yeah, proper new manager bounce in that one. And then, yeah, they're not the best anymore, but beating Manchester United 2-0, still a hell of a result. They went to Spurs and got a point as well. So, yeah, first 3 games went really well for him. And then a weird one was, I think it was a Monday night game, because obviously we were hoping for Wolves. They had Forest at home. 3-0 Forest, right? But Wolves played really well. I remember watching it going, how is this game 3-0? Wolves played really well. Then they went through the Cup. Obviously, we know they're still in that. Went to Bristol City and won. They got beat comfortably at Newcastle. Thought Newcastle played really well on the day, to be fair. Then they went to Chelsea and lost. Obviously, Chelsea, tough place to go. They were unlucky against Arsenal as well, only losing 1-0. The Villa win was really impressive. I remember that being a late game, because I remember being back here, actually, and thinking, bloody hell, we're going, come on, Wolves. 2-0 win there. Beat Blackburn, as I say, they're still through in the Cup. And then, yeah, the Liverpool game where I thought they played really well. So really, since the new manager come in, I don't think there's, because the worst result in there, as I said, against Forest, they actually didn't play badly. They just couldn't finish their dinner, and we know what Forest are like on a break. So yeah, they've certainly turned a corner.
I certainly feel for Wolves, though, because this is Wolves' 4th consecutive Premier League away game against a side starting the day in the top 6 of the table. They've lost each of the other 3. Now, Wolves have just won 1 of their last 28 on the road against sides in the top 6. So hopefully that bodes well. It's so weird, isn't it, talking about us in the top 6? It's almost uncomfortable, Tom.
It's not. I love it.
Let's check out our head-to-head record against them. Our first match against them was in the FA Cup in 1948.
Oh, was that a good game?
It was a cracking game, Tom, although Wolves did get the win, winning 2-1 at Dean Court. However, in 1957, we played them, being 1-0. So our third FA Cup match against them is happening the Saturday after next. But look, we've played them across a multitude of divisions, not least in the Premier League as well. One of the records which is quite concerning is the fact that I don't think we've ever beaten them in the Premier League at home, mate.
No, I did think that. I was
Scary.
I thought you'd confirm that for me. I was trying to think, and I was going, I can't remember, because obviously we spoke about Iraola's first time against them, and we lost.
Last time we beat them at home was in the Championship, I think.
Yes, I remember
2-1.
I remember the Gary Neal's first game in charge for us. We drew 0-0 with them just after we lost 9 at Liverpool, so I knew we hadn't won that one. And yes, I do remember the Championship one because we won 2-1. Pretty sure Jan Kermorgan scored both. Do you know who scored for them? Sure, it was Benik.
Was it?
Yeah, but I do remember that win. But yeah, in the Premier League, we've struggled with them at home, but obviously got a few wins on the road. So one of them weird ones where both teams are better on the road against each other in the Prem.
Absolutely. And look, Bournemouth have won 3 of their last 4 Premier League games against Wolves. All 3 have come away from home. And of course, this is another chance, Tom, to get another league double as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got who? We've got Saints, we've got Everton. Now's a chance to get a triple against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That would be good. And this could be, the same as Everton, a triple as well.
A triple,
if we beat them in the cup.
In the
but
cup.
let's not run before we can walk. So look, there's 2 different aims here. Bournemouth cementing our European place. Maybe go for Champions League. Who knows? It looks like 5th will be Champions League by the looks of it.
Yeah.
We saw the coefficient just now on screen. If you're watching it on YouTube, it's looking favourable for us. But Wolves, they need the points to stay out of the relegation battle. And there are some key players for them and also for us to help make that happen. Cunha is the obvious one for Wolves, who's done so well for them. Yeah. And he's going to be up against who? Will it be...
Well, a mixture of... I would have thought he'll probably play slightly off that left side like he normally does. So it'll be a big game for Lewis if he's coming in. But also Zabani is that right centre-back. I think Tyler Adams will try and look at that space as well. So, yeah, they're quite fluid up top, but he normally plays slightly off that left side. But, yeah, he's the main one for sure. But I'll tell you what I do like as well, I think we're fortunate to have one of the best left back / left wing backs in the division in Kerkez. I think they have as well in Aït-Nouri. I think he'll go to a big club. No disrespect to Wolves, I think we'll lose Kerkez, and I think Aït-Nouri will be another one. I'm really talented, so I think that left side for them is going to be an interesting battle.
And also for us, though, all eyes are on. We've got many stars that people could look at, but we'll pick out Antoine Semenyo, which I think is the name on most sort of fans' lips really at the moment. I think Ryan Christie's not really in conversations, despite the fact, by the way, he was named in the team of the week for Europe's top 5 leagues with a huge score there of 8.90. But concentrate on Antoine Semenyo. He's carried the ball 4,878 metres this season. Only Van Heck and Kulusevski have travelled further with the ball this term. You also might want to look out for a certain Dango Ouattara as well, who's been filling the shoes of Evan Nilsson up top. He's been involved in 9 goals in his last 11 Premier League games, 6 goals, 3 assists, as many as in his first 60 appearances in the competition.
Yeah, that is
just absolutely crazy.
And Daniel Jefferson will come off the bench.
Exactly right. In terms of team news, heads up, we're recording this before the presser, so we don't know what's going on, but...
Not quite as long-winded now, is it?
It's not... Well, look, on premierinjuries.com, Wolves have got 9 and we've got 7.
Jeez.
We're slowly getting players back, so maybe they were right to stick rather than twist when it came to the January transfer window. It's been reported that James Hill and Julio Soler could be available this weekend.
Yep.
I mean, I saw James Hill giving it some limbs in the away end at St Mary's, but we've still got an extended list, as you can see on screen.
Yeah, I would have thought those two will replace a couple of the youngsters on the bench potentially. And then, we've obviously recovered Scott and Sinisterra in the last game for the bench, which is good. But obviously we'll still be able without Unal and Evan Nilsson and Celessi as well. And I think Smith's still a little bit further away, Araujo as well. So still a few out. But we're certainly getting better. And it's good that we are, because we still know that we will lose Christie soon. He's one yellow away from a 2-game ban. So, and the way he plays, he's going to get that soon. So,
our pressing style means that we are going to make fouls. I think we're up there for fouls in the Premier League.
I would have thought so, yeah.
Unsurprisingly. What about Wolves then? So there's 9 injuries, Tom. Any star men in here?
Yeah,
Couple?
Yeah, there is. But I mean, I think that Agpadu, I think you pronounce it, I know he's come off injury. I think he'll be okay. I'm going to go with the thought that he will be. Mosquera's out long term. Kalazic, who actually scored that goal at our place last time, the winner, he's been out for a while as well, and Johnson the goalkeeper, but I actually think they're fine in goal anyway with Sarr. Strand Larsen's the big one for them. He got both goals, didn't he, at Molineux? Then they're missing him, and Hwang obviously as well, and I think not João but Rodrigo, the other Gomez, is still out. But I think they've got the bulk of their good players, and they've been coping for a while with most of them out, so I think they'll be okay.
Do you want to know who the referee is?
No.
I think you're open to it now because of that refereeing masterclass by Jared Gillett.
You're never, ever going to have 2 refs in a row that are half decent, ever.
By the way, do you know that Gail Hope, our refereeing expert for Back of the Net, she was so pleased with your comments, she bought a Back of the Net mug. Cheers, Gail. We'll get that sent out soon.
Did she already pay for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about this ref.
Okay, it's Michael Salisbury. He's the main man in the middle. He took our last game, Ipswich away.
3 points. And I like his surname. Salisbury's not far.
Yeah. Happy days.
Happy with that.
We'll take it. Let's do a plate for both. Come on then.
Yeah.
Right, so I've tried to do this as best I can.
Yes.
It's in a 3-4-3 formation, Tom, or 3-4-1-2, whatever you want to call it. Roughly the right positions. Let's start with the goalie. Come on then.
The goalie's Vince Bartram.
Correct. Okay.
You've definitely got Nathan Byrne.
Yes,
put him right centre back. SG.
You named him recently on the last preview show, but he's usually left back, right?
Scott Goulbourne.
Yes.
I don't know who NN is.
He won the fastest shot award in Shoot magazine back in the 90s.
It's going to be before, I remember that, isn't it?
Neil Masters.
I've heard of the name.
Neil Masters. He had the hardest shot. Fair play to him. Right.
Would you have said that as well? Did he play like he had a hard shot? Or was he just a big centre half? It was clear stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Definitely James Henry on the right.
Correct.
And they had Scott Malone, did they? On the left, I guess. Yeah, I remember him having him. That'll be Andrew Sherman, of course. Mm-hmm. And
JM.
Is that supposed to be JJM?
Well,
JJ Melligan.
Yeah, but John Melligan.
Oh, is that his name? Yeah, we call him JJ. So
JJ Melligan. And up top, who we got?
Well, definitely Bellicophobia.
Yeah.
You've put the one that plays for everyone, Steve Claridge.
Yeah.
Is it GN?
GN, 90s footballer.
GN.
No. Georgian Dar.
I've heard of the name.
Georgian Dar.
There's one. I'm going to leave it to the comments.
Right.
I'll tell you off air. You probably know anyway. There's one more classic player that hasn't got in there because JJ Melligan's taken his place, which I love. But let us know in the comments who I'm thinking of there. You'll know who I'm thinking of.
Are you going for?
Correct.
Let's check out the teams because Tom is going to predict them right now. Right, Tom, here we go then. Our usual formation of 4-2-3-1. What are you going for? Is this obvious?
Yeah, it feels like it is at the moment. There is one that I'm still unsure about, but I'll stick with this for now. Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. We'll go with, like I say, James Hill should be back, but we'll stick with Steve. We'll stick with Lewis Cook at right back, with Ilya Zabani and Dean Howson.
Yeah.
Then Milos Kerkez at left back. Definitely be Tyler Adams and Ryan Christie in the middle. Sure, Clive will be in front of them. Semenyo off the left. Gonna go with Brooks off the right. I just thought about it then when we were talking. Brooks still deserves to be on that right. Tav obviously come off the bench and got a goal. And I'm also just starting to think when we were talking about Aït-Nouri and Cunha potentially down that left.
Right.
Will he maybe look at Tav's legs to help more than Brooks?
Okay.
But actually, I think Brooks does do a decent shift defensively.
Yeah.
So I think we'll start with Brooks, but good to have Tav as the option. And then obviously the main man, the front man, Dango Ouattara up top.
The goal machine. Now, I'm not
Dango.
convinced, right? I've watched that header back and I'm not sure it almost comes off his shoulder. or does it definitely come off his head? Because it looks, the way it comes across, it looks like it comes off his shoulder. I'm not taking anything away from him. Great positioning.
He was anything on it, didn't he? Luckily this time. Imagine if they ruled that out like they did Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. But he's just always there in the right place, mate. And it was only Rambo and goal anyway.
Let's do the Wolves side then. Here we go. What we got? 3-4-2-1?
Yeah, they like to play the back three. As I said, Jose Sar's back in goal now. O'Neill didn't play him much, but Sar's back in. We're playing Doherty kind of right centre-back, and he's doing a decent job, so I'm going to stick with him there. As I say, I'm going off that I think Agbadu's going to be fine, so I'm going to keep him in the heart of the defence with Totti's kind of left centre-back.
Agbadu. If they don't sing that,
do they? Let us know if you do also. Surely. Wing backs, I think, are real strong points for them. So Nelson Semedo and Aït-Nouri. Andre and João Gomez, I'm sure, will be in the middle. Cunha, as I say, just off that left side. I'm going to bring in Bellegarde. They played Sarabia in the last game. He's had a few knocks. But I just think Bellegarde's got a lot of energy. Thought he looked good when he come on. And then Guedes leading the line. He's got a bit of pace about him, a bit of trickery. So it's a decent team on paper, mate. But that's what I'm going to go with. I fancy myself this weekend.
Right, let's do the predictions then. What we want to do is get yours first. And there's always reason to leave your predictions because we're going to heart the ones we like. Check it out below. Put your comments in there. We'd love to hear from you. We'll heart it if we like it. I mean, if you put a Bournemouth win, we probably will, right? What are you going for, mate?
I don't think we'll win. I don't know why. I don't know why, mate. Because I think obviously we're unbelievable at the moment, and I said against Southampton we'll be well too good for them.
What's the point in you?
Why
are you saying that?
It's just my prediction. I said against Southampton we'll be well too good for them. We were. I said against Everton I felt we'd have too much, and we were. This one I just feel like they might the way they play might cause a few problems. I don't think we'll lose the game, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. But I said that against Forest and we won, so it's not too bad, everyone. But yeah, I don't know why. Just being honest, like I say, I'm hoping again. I'll go, God, why don't I believe in the lads? They do it every week. But I just feel like it's a tricky one. I really do. So I'm going to go 1-1.
I suppose if we do drop points, hopefully the matches around us, it's the ideal weekend for the ones around us to go the same way, so we don't sort of lose any ground. But I'm
not going to lose any ground in Champions League. I've got to be so entitled.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Yeah,
I actually think we're going to win it. I think I've said so many times that after every game, I almost feel surprised, but then not surprised at the same time because I go into every game a bit tentative thinking this is going to be really hard, this is going to be such a challenge, and then we come out of it and we do so well, and why should I be surprised anymore? So now I'm almost expecting it. Maybe that means I'm going to feel even worse when we do actually lose a game at some point, whenever that happens.
It's a weird one. I remember at the Southampton game, before the game, most fans I spoke to were worried because they know what it's like, and they're going, "I'd be typical
a bit local
for us."
Spice.
Yeah, be typical. And I weirdly, for some reason, I wasn't. I just thought, batter Southampton, and obviously we did. And then this time around, you think, I don't know, but again, it's the reverse. For some reason, I feel like maybe it is just that little thing in my head. I watched that Liverpool game and just thought, ooh, they were good. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we beat them, and it wouldn't surprise me if they beat. I think it's one of them games that could go anyway. But if we're bang on it, like we have been lately, then yeah, definitely you'd say that we could have too much for them. But yeah, I'm just going to go for a score draw that will maybe just make us be a little bit, okay, we're not flying away, and then we're going to spank Brighton and spank Tottenham and just go on a massive run on that, and we'll beat them in the cup as well.
Okay, well, there you go. Make sure you put yours in there too. Make sure you're at the QP. Looking forward to having a pint with you after the game. And look, we appreciate everyone that comes over to fan cams. Always want some different faces. So if you feel as though you want to get involved in fan cams, come on over. Me and Tiggs are friendly as... No, we really are. Come on over. Always nice to get some new faces on and mix it up a bit. And, in the same breath, we also feel like if you're on all the time, you don't have to always come on as well. Maybe give other people a chance to get involved on screen as well, because it's always good to keep the variety, doesn't it, on fan cams? Lots of different opinions.
I was going to say as well, because I obviously, it'll be you and Tiggs doing it, and I'm always hovering about, chatting to people. And if you're kind of unsure and you're new and you haven't been on before, if you come over and just have a quiet one with me, we'll get, not for any priority, we'll get you on a bit quicker.
We'll just fast track you like Ryanair.
Because you're it's your first time on or whatever. So just come and have a chat with me. I'll be friendly. If we lose, maybe avoid me.
There you go. However you've been listening or watching, we truly appreciate it. Do the like and subscribe, what Tom always tells you to do. Do the reviews, and fingers crossed we'll get 3 points on Saturday. You Reds, come on.
Show me that we just do that every time.
No, that's no.
So Roma at 9. That chant is going to be, oh my God.
Got coffee
They're
on
not even
my
going to make
nose.
conference. What?
Coffee on my nose. This mug's so shit.
You have coffee on your nose far more than you should. I see coffee on your nose all the time.
Colombian's finest on my nose.